Hey everybody, I just wanted to stop by, let you know how James is doing. I just messaged him and he messaged me back. It sounds like he's doing great, having a good time down in Newcastle. Had a couple good conversations with some people around homeless shelter. But main reason I wanted to get on was I was watching a evangelist today, had a really touching story that I wanted to kind of share some of the high points today with you. He was talking about how each of us have giants in our lives. I've got giants, you've got giants, everybody's got giants. And it seems like we all try to fight our giants with everybody else's tools. God gave us tools to fight our own giants. When David went up against Goliath, Saul tried to slap his armor on David and then just sat back and laughed at him because his armor didn't fit him. And what did David do? He went and used what God had prepared for him. He picked up 5 stones. And we could get into the whole 5 stone thing at another time. But David used what was familiar with him to fight his giant. And what he did was used what was around him. Me personally, I would have picked up an assault rifle, handgun, something to fight that giant. But David used what was familiar. He didn't use arrows, spears, swords, or anything like that. He used what he had and what he knew, what God made familiar with him. We all have our giants that we have to fight. We need to use what we are familiar with. And a lot of us think that, well, I can't fight what I'm familiar with because God has disqualified me because of what I'm familiar with. You might have tattoos and think, well, God disqualifies me because I have these tattoos. I've got long hair. God disqualifies me for that. I've got a beard that people disqualify me for. I've got a stutter. Aaron helped Moses. Moses wasn't a good public speaker. He thought that God was going to disqualify him for that. But look what God did with Moses. He didn't disqualify him. He used him. We all have something that disqualifies us, or we think disqualifies us. And God's going to use what we think disqualifies us to qualify us. And the things that we think that we need, like we think we need, oh, I need to be able to preach like this person. I need to be able to sing like this person. I need to be able to play guitar like this person. I need to be able to do this like this person, preach like this person. That also disqualifies us. We need to use what God prepares us for. We need to use those things that God gives us. He gives us things for a certain reason, and we need to use those things. If we don't use those things for His purposes, that's going to disqualify us. So remember, when we have a task, we need to use what He gave us, not what we wish we had or what we don't think we have. We need to use what we have. So just remember that. James is down in Newcastle using what God gave him. I'm on here right now using what God gave me. I've got a cell phone. My laptop is pretty much down right now. It is slow to process. That's why I can't get on and do the Bible study I want to do right now. It is slow. It takes about 15 minutes to reboot. Until something happens, I've got to use this phone. And I'm wanting to get that laptop up and running, but until God finds a way to get this laptop up and running, we're going to hold off on that Bible study. But it's going to be coming, folks. I guarantee you. It's just another one of Satan's little stumbling stones. My dog's running around the yard with a stick in its mouth that's bigger than him, or bigger than her. Silly little puppy. But you'll meet her one day. She's a hoot. But God uses what we have, He gives us, what He prepares us for. He when he prepares us to do something, he gives us the exact tools that we need. I'm using this silly little cell phone right now to reach you. And God gave James what he needs down in Newcastle. He's reaching people with what he's got, and he's doing an excellent job. Which brings up another point that I don't like to get into a whole lot. These outreach missions, I talked to James last night, and he's planning on doing one almost, if not one, every weekend throughout the summer. These missions cost money. And if you consider us your church and you would like to give us a tithe, we would greatly appreciate that. And 100% of your tithe will go toward the mission. 100% of your tithe or an offering. If we're not your church and you just want to give us an offering, we gladly take offerings. But whatever you give to us as a tithe or an offering will go toward 100% our mission of to reach the lost. So think about that. And whatever you tithe, God will multiply. So, and I hate asking, but once again, these mission trips take money. We have to pay for gas to get there. We've got to pay for places to stay. We've got to pay for food. And I brought up the suggestion to James just a few minutes ago that if we go to these places, we make up little lunch bags for people. He was at a homeless shelter, meeting with a lot of homeless people. What better way to portray Jesus than to feed them? Jesus had the loaves and fishes. James and I aren't the miracle workers. We don't take a few fish and a couple of loaves and feed 5,000. We can't do that. So if you feel the need and want to bless us or help us bless other people, we would greatly appreciate that. So I just wanted to stop on here, talk to you for a few minutes, and give you an update on what's happening this week. I know it's been a while since we've been on, or I've been on personally. Oh, silly dog. But we are still here. James is still out there. We're keeping busy. I got some things going on, but God's still blessing us. Until I talk to you later, keep James and I in your prayers as we do God's work, and we will keep you in our prayers. And may God bless you.